Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be reviewing Ride 4, the latest installment of the Ride franchise and the latest game from Milestone Italy. So in this video we're going to take a look at all the features of Ride 4, we're going to look at the bikes, the customization, the graphics, and pretty much everything we can to do with Ride 4. So guys, sit back and enjoy my Ride 4 review. So we're going to take a look at gameplay. We're going to start off with a bang, and this is Brands Hatch on board the Yamaha R6, and this is just pure time trial mode. I wanted to get better at the game. I'm pretty good at the game already, I would like to think, but time trial mode, it's the best place to hone your skills. I'm using the first person camera, the actual helmet cam as you will. In MotoGP, I usually use the rear camera, the third person view. I just feel that you can find a better feel and you can see around you a lot better. But on Ride 4, I was compelled to use the helmet cam because it's just so good. Seeing the brake oil just bounce around and change direction when you move the bike, it's super cool. The way Ride 4 feels this year, it feels like a real bike game. It feels like you just know when to turn the bike in, know when you have to pick it up when you're about to touch the rumble strip. You can feel right on the fingertips of your controller when it vibrates in certain areas that I'm going to go, I'm braking too much here, I'm pushing too hard. And that is why I think I've made the transition to the helmet cam permanently. I do swap around every now and again, but more or less, usually when I'm playing on my own at least, I take off the hood and just play pure helmet cam, and honestly it's bloody brilliant. Starting off with the Yamaha R6, which is of course the starting bike, what a blessing, because the Yamaha R6 is one of my favourite bikes of all time. So something to notice straight away on Ride 4 is the actual heads-up display. There's quite a lot going on compared to the previous Ride installments. So, first and foremost, we have tyre wear. This is time trial mode, so it doesn't actually depict it very well. Tyre wear is usually on, and it's depicted in the bottom right-hand corner. You have the traditional acceleration, braking, and rear brakes meters. And in the bottom left, we have the corner names and the corner numbers. And that is where also, beneath that, includes time, and weather, and a temperature. And this is really, really cool, because Ride 4 finally, and I repeat this, finally has dynamic weather. Something that we've been waiting for in motorbike games for ages. It's something that has to be done. We have to have this in like every single motorbike game by now. In fact, every racing game. It's something that we require now. The time changes in real time, or you can have it accelerated, which I will show you later. Weather will change, however there is a slight downfall. If you're not in endurance mode, it will never rain if it never started raining. So if you're on a dry track when you start, it will stay dry throughout the entire session. So next I think we should take a look at the beautiful Yamaha R6 I just made mention to earlier that she's seen around Brands Hatch, and how we can customise this bike to make it better, make it faster, make it stronger. And there is a plethora of options in here, from changing the exhaust, changing the top speed with different things such as like gear changes, chains, and even tyres. So here is the absolute amount of options for exhausts, different ideas. I really like the stock exhaust for the Yamaha R6, it's difficult to decide. Changing the brakes, of course, which is huge, as you can see on the right hand side with the different sort of styles. All the performance ratings that will be changed through adding components or removing components. Changing the rims will increase acceleration, handling, braking power, and of course even changes the bike tag as well. So this one obviously being S something something, it will then increase to another S something something. And each bike is categorized with this sort of label or tag, if you will. So this is S because it's a sport bike, N for nakeds, etc, etc. Well, there's sheer options just to change actual components and parts for the bikes. There's loads. And for me, always and always, always, if it's going to be racing on a track, I'm going to remove the mirrors, the plate, and the indicators. Because I don't need them. It doesn't need to be there for me. So we're going to take a look at customization. How you can make your rider you. How can you make your rider unique? So to start off, you'll have your player name, which is usually the name of your account, your nationality, your number, your gender, and of course the face, and then a rider sticker. The options for face are pretty pants, to be honest with you. It's literally only just 5 faces, regardless male or female, and of course then the rider sticker, which you can make yourself, which unfortunately for some reason I forgot to do. Options for rider gear, you can have up to 2 racing suits, 2 road suits, a Harley Davidson suit, Yamaha MT, and of course the Supermoto bikes. So we're going to take a look at the options for the helmets, and there's quite a few nice choices for helmets. Probably not as much as previous games, but You have Rossi's winter test attire, Pista GP R, different Corsair R versions, there's Arai, Shoei, pretty much every helmet you could think of which is somewhat to do with MotoGP, British Superbike, World Superbike, etc, etc, even TT, Isle of Man. So it does include such helmets like Andrea Iannoni's, Marco Simoncelli's, Rossi's, well there's actually quite a few Rossi's. So as you can see, the amount of helmets is really good, but don't get me wrong, this is not all of the helmets, because any helmet you see here can be customized and edited with your own custom liveries and custom logos on. But these are just your pre-based, already built, made for the game helmets. I think one of my favourite helmets, the Race R Pro GP, such as Jorge Lorenzo's winter test, Johan Zarco's winter test, and even Scott Redding's winter test helmet. Pretty nice. But as you can see, the level of detail on these helmets is pretty nice. They have the same reflective shine that you would have in real helmets. They look great, they really do. And it's always nice to see such helmets like this one for the SR Sport and the Suomis, where Desmo Dovi's helmet's there. And then of course you've got visors, the plethora of gloves. So again, with a lot of gloves, I don't think you can customize the gloves, but again, I might be wrong. You do have the Rossi replica gloves there, which is just beautiful. But I would say with the amount of colours, combinations, designs and styles, it should suit pretty much every single rider out here. But actually taking a look at the proper suits, you have your big name brands such as Alpine Stars, Dainese, and then of course maybe your smaller ones that you may not be familiar with. Now we're going to take a look at the boots. More importantly, the Supertech Rs, because it seems every MotoGP rider has Supertech Rs, I swear to God. But the beautiful Casey Stoner Supertech Rs, of course, Marc Marquez, I think he has like 3 or 4 boots, Jorge Lorenzo's Ducati Days boots, another Marquez, and the Marquez with the United States boots, Maverick Vinales' winter testing, and of course Desmo Dovi's boots again. But if you're more into the smaller shoe style like Valentino Rossi's, you can also have those too. And of course, with seamless every bike game that we have, it's just a customary knee slider, change whatever colour you want. But we're not done there, because of course, you can then jump into the road and you can change for more of a jacket and pants sort of look. Usually I just prefer the full suit, but it's always an option. But unfortunately the pants are pretty pants. It's literally just 5 unbranded pairs of pants, which just don't really do anything, and there's 1600 credits. Like, no thank you. So we're going to take a look at gameplay once more, because this time I'm going to demonstrate the change of time. And of course, down in the bottom left hand corner you will see that it's 12 o'clock as we start this race, with the speed set to times 60, so it would go 60 times quicker than a real life time. So we are on board the Triumph Street Triple, an absolutely beautiful naked bike. And we're on the Portimao Algarve circuit, which of course MotoGP will be racing there at the end of this year. I think F1 may even be racing there too, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on that one. And also I wanted to mention the difference between racing with the street bikes to the nakeds. The difference is maybe not as obvious as I found it in the other games. Especially on Ride 3, I found it to be like literally really annoying to use anything that wasn't a superbike. But gameplay wise, if you're familiar with MotoGP 20, this will be right up your alley. Literally for me, I picked it up and just played it and enjoyed it straight away. Put the difficulty straight up to 120%, put all the handling options to realistic as possible, removed any assistance of course, like no track layouts and no track guides, because I think it just personally gets in the way. It's not necessary for me. And as we're talking, you're going to see an absolutely beautiful move here. Look at this, going to get 2 for 1 here on the Triumph. It is a nice change to use naked bikes though. Usually out of the 2 games between MotoGP 20 and Ride 4, I'm always on MotoGP, but Ride 4 has come out and it's potentially given me a chance to experience different bikes. I really like using the Supermoto bikes. So as you can see, just 1 lap later, it's now 4:30 in the game. As you can see, it's rapidly increasing. But as you can see, the sky is beginning to change, the lights on the dashboard may turn on, and of course all the floodlights around the track will start to illuminate. Something to mention as well, I actually did this track the other night, actually on the first night it came out, and I have a Philips Hue system set up, so obviously everything reacts with the lights in the game. And the idea of being in darkness with just the light illuminating your path and then going through like the floodlit section and your entire room lights up white, I must say it was extremely immersive. I know that's nothing to do with the game, but it still I thought it was worthwhile mentioning. So last night I did a 30-lap race around Imola on board the Yamaha R6 again, because I'm just loving that Yamaha R6, trying to get my affinity level up with it. and it literally passed 2 or 3 days worth because I put the speed up onto times 60. It was morning, it went dark, morning again, and then it went dark, and I think I finished just on the morning race. So again, just by another lap, bearing in mind you can adjust this as much as you want. I've just set this to times 60 just so it'll be easier for me to record and so you can see the differences so quickly. But by times 60, on the 4th lap, it is pretty much pitch black. All the lights are on around. It's a great feature, it really is. It really changes the dynamic of Ride. So we're going to take a look at the bikes of Ride 4, and there is about 180 base game bikes. I'm not sure how many DLC there will be in the future, but this is just me scrolling through every brand you could think of. Aprilia, KTM, Ducati, BMW, Husqvarna, Suter's even in here as well, and you've got classic bikes such as Agostini's MV Agusta, the Honda of Mike Halewood, and of course my favourite bikes, the Yamaha. The options are endless. Every type of bike, naked bikes, small 250cc bikes, 750 bikes, 1000 race replica bikes such as the Honda, the Yamaha R1M1, the Aprilia RSV4. There's so many great bikes in this game, and they all look fantastic. The details are great on everything. Honestly, the bikes, it should be the strongest part of the game, and it definitely is. The bikes are phenomenal. Of course, I've only shown you briefly the amount of bikes in this game, but otherwise this entire video would be me talking about the bikes. So if you wanted to see more about the bikes, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, and I would literally give you the entire list if you want. It'll be a long video, but it'll be worth it if you wanted it. So guys, we are going to conclude this video on where we started, and that is Brands Hatch on board the Yamaha R6 in time trial mode. I do believe this is my fastest lap, so I'd like to end it on a high. But guys, if you have any questions about Ride 4 or any of my MotoGP games, or even any of the video game reviews I've done in the past or present, be sure to leave a comment down below and I will do my best to answer it. I answer all my comments, so never ever hesitate to leave a comment. Always glad to talk to you guys. It's been a pleasure to make this video, it really has. I have really enjoyed Ride 4. I think it's a great place to start if you're a bike fan, or if you're a car fan who's not really big into games. Ride 4 could be a great start for you. Maybe you're a big gamer in general and you just want to try some high action, fast paced racing. I would recommend Ride 4 100%. I didn't touch base too much on the customization because it's pretty much exactly the same as MotoGP and everything else Milestone have done in the sense of customization. But if you do want to see some sort of customization, you want to see me create my own rider, by all means let me know and we can make that happen. But guys, honestly, it's been a pleasure to make this video. Thank you very much for your time, your support, all your comments and likes. And if you did enjoy it, please hit the subscribe button because it helps me out a massive bunch and it makes you a part of the Ace team. So guys, thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now.